All right, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our board chair, Mr. Ron Beck. Ron, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Tracy. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ron Beck, Board Chair for Neuro Challenge Foundation for Parkinson's. And on behalf of my fellow board members and the entire Neuro Challenge team, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our Neuro Challenge Network update. I want to thank you for your generous financial support and your continued interest in the Neuro Challenge Network. I'd also like to thank the team at No Margin, No Mission for their guidance throughout this venture and offer a special thank you to the Patterson Foundation for not only providing us with this opportunity, but enabling us to leverage our fundraising capability with a significant matching grant. 13 months ago, many of you attended our Fast Pitch Margin and Mission Ignition event at Northern Trust and listened to a presentation led by our CEO, Robyn Faucy-Washington, and our Vice Chair, Bryan. Despite the impact from COVID-19, our organization has continued to move forward. I think our efforts to strengthen our organizational infrastructure, coupled with our continued focus on remaining good stewards of our resources, provided us with the flexibility we needed to face any fallout from the COVID pandemic. I'm pleased to report that both Robyn and Brad are with me today, and we're excited to provide you with an update on the progress we've made to further advance our mission to improve the quality of life of people with Parkinson's and their caregivers by creating and delivering education and training solutions to the medical community. To lead us through the next part of the program, please join me in welcoming our Vice Chairman, Bryan. Brad.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you to everyone who's joined this call. We are so grateful for your continued support of the Neuro Challenge Network and the important work we are doing with it. I'm Bryan, and I serve as the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors for Neuro Challenge Foundation. I've also been involved with the Neuro Challenge Network since its beginning. My father has Parkinson's disease, diagnosed about 16 years ago, so my family has experienced the challenges of healthcare in the PD world, as I know many of yours have as well. I'm here today to do a quick review of how the Neuro Challenge Network got off the ground. So how did we get started? At Neuro Challenge Foundation, we have long known, just as you do, how complex and challenging Parkinson's disease can be to diagnose and treat properly. Coupled with the increasing numbers of people with Parkinson's and a growing shortage of Parkinson's specialists in the medical world, we knew we were facing a looming crisis of care. And of course, as many of you know all too well, errors in care can cause serious, long-lasting effects for people with Parkinson's. So this issue was already on our radar, and then we got a chance to do something about it. In the spring of 2019, a team of Neuro Challenge staff and board members took part in the Patterson Foundation's Margin and Mission Ignition series of workshops, where we developed an idea for a business venture that would generate revenue to further our mission of improving the quality of life for people with Parkinson's and their caregivers today. Our idea was to educate the medical community on the proper diagnosis and treatment of Parkinson's disease. We were very excited by the possibility of making an impact in Parkinson's medical care while simultaneously generating revenue to support Neuro Challenge's core programs and services. We recognized right away that the potential for impact is not limited to our local area, but can eventually be national and even global in reach. So we applied for and were selected to enter the next phase of the Margin and Mission process. Of the 41 area nonprofits that started in our cohort, we were one of only 3 selected to continue to this next phase. And so what was that phase? It was business planning. With the continued support from the Patterson Foundation, the No Margin, No Mission team, and our lead consultant, Larry Clark, we spent the summer and early fall of 2019 developing our business plan, landing on the 4 key components. Our product would be educational experiences for the medical community in the form of in-person training, online webinars, and DVD videos. Our customers will purchase a subscription to our growing library of videos and webinars. And our customers will be at the facility and institutional level rather than the individual level. So, for example, an entire hospital nursing staff, not an individual nurse. And we will offer valuable incentives to our customers, including continuing education credits, which all medical staff need, the possibility for improved care, better patient outcomes, reduced error rates, and therefore improved bottom lines for the facilities who participate. And most exciting for us, a new distinction for NeuroChallenge referrals. Now, when people with Parkinson's call, we will be able to provide a list of referrals to providers we know have been trained in proper PD care. Of course, the ultimate goal for launching this business is to give us a way to improve healthcare experiences for the PD community and to advance NeuroChallenge's mission. So with our business plan hot off the presses, that's where you all came in. We held our Fast Pitch fundraising kickoff event, as Ron mentioned, on Halloween of 2019, and we were absolutely blown away by the response. Following the Fast Pitch, we received donations ranging from $10 all the way up to $25,000 from 34 donors. Coupled with a $50,000 matching grant from the Patterson Foundation, we were able to raise a total of $146,000 in startup funds. Because of you, we were able to exceed our goal in less than 2 months. We are so humbled and appreciative of your generous support of this initiative. It shows us how important this issue is to all of you as it is to us. And we are deeply grateful that your collective action is allowing us to make an impact on the way Parkinson's disease is diagnosed and treated. Our next step was to launch the business. We designed the first year as a pilot phase to implement the NeuroChallenge network on a small scale and grow from there. We secured 5 pilot participants, a hospital plus assisted living facilities and home healthcare agencies. They are Sarasota Memorial Healthcare System, Right at Home in-home care and assistance, Amedisys Home Health, Kindred at Home, and Grand Living at Lakewood Ranch. Meanwhile, we chose a name and designed a logo for the business, which we announced at the Parkinson's Expo in 2020. Yes, that was earlier this year, if you can believe it. The NeuroChallenge Network made its public debut when Robyn shared it with 1,400 people attending the expo that day. We received a great response from the crowd and lots of positive feedback from individuals afterward, again, reinforcing our conviction that this is an idea whose time has come. And the expo took place on February 29th of 2020, right before this year took an unexpected hard turn due to the coronavirus. We are very fortunate that with 1,400 people in attendance, not a single case of COVID-19 was traced back to our expo. The pandemic has impacted the NeuroChallenge Network, however, and for more on that, I turn it over now to NeuroChallenge CEO, Robyn Faucy-Washington.
Thank you so much, Brad, and thank you, Ron. I have to give a special thanks to Brad, not just for the introduction, but for sharing his time and talent that was invested in making the network a reality. I so wish that I could see each one of you today, and I really do wish that we were face to face. I am so grateful. And before I pick up where I left off, I want to express my gratitude. I want to thank you, our donor investors, whose generosity has allowed us to make progress in launching the network despite the pandemic and other challenges along the way. If anything, the pandemic has reinforced the importance of training healthcare professionals to be better able to identify and treat their patients with Parkinson's. I want to express our eternal gratitude to the Patterson Foundation for making the Margin and Mission Ignition opportunity available in our community. Our work with the No Margin, No Mission team was fun, rewarding, and transformative. Thank you so much, Larry and Michael. It was just over a year ago that we were all together and we presented you with the first look at the NeuroChallenge Network. And that was such an exciting day for us, really a monumental day for NeuroChallenge. That morning, we got the confirmation from Sarasota Memorial Healthcare System that they would commit to training their healthcare staff. And then each of you showed up and showed up in a big way to really make it an amazing day. The network was created to transform healthcare experiences for the Parkinson's community while raising funds that will support our mission. And our mission is to improve the quality of life for people with Parkinson's and their caregivers today. Brad mentioned that the pandemic impacted the network, and it did, and it impacted every aspect of Neuro Challenge. So I do want to give you a little bit of an update where we are organizationally. So we started 2020 with a bang, really on a high note. Our third annual Parkinson's Expo, as Brad showed you in those awesome pictures, was held on February 29th. Over 1,400 people attended from all over Florida and all over the country. It was the best expo yet. And we were also on track to have our most well-attended gala and most financially successful gala to date. We had over 300 guests who bought tickets for our annual Cause for Hope Gala. We were also in the process of hiring a business development director whose majority of their job would be spent on the Neuro Challenge Network. All of that was happening in the beginning of March when the pandemic happened. We then had to make the decision to suspend programs and cancel our Cause for Hope Gala. Many decisions had to be made quickly as we prepared for the unknown. And one of those decisions was also the postponement of hiring a business development director. We hope to be able to add that position once again over the next year. Although we were in the middle of crisis management, our vision and commitment to serving the Parkinson's community was stronger than ever. Once we realized that the pandemic was not going to be a short-term stint, our program director, Kristen Lessig-Schennerlein, came to me and said, Robyn, I'm going to move some programs online. And I thought that that was a fantastic idea. During a time of uncertainty, it was really important for us to be able to continue to serve the Parkinson's community. Well, little did I know that in less than 3 weeks, Kristen and her care advisor team would move 40 programs online. Beginning April 1st and every month since then, we have had no fewer than 40 programs. What we've learned through the pandemic has strengthened our mission. As a result, we have been able to reach and serve more people than ever. People who we weren't able to serve before. People who were homebound, not because of the pandemic, but because of the challenges of Parkinson's disease. We're now able to reach caregivers who don't want to leave their loved one at home. We are also able to reach people who live in rural and underserved communities where there are no Parkinson's-specific resources. Our numbers of individuals served and service points continue to be increased year over year, month by month. We still are offering those programs now 9 months later, and will continue to offer programs virtually once we resume community-based programs at some point in 2021. The month of April also brought the Giving Challenge. Again, the Patterson Foundation that provides a match in partnership with the Community Foundation of Sarasota County provided area nonprofits an opportunity to have donations of $25 to $100 matched. We made a decision with the support of the board of directors that we were going to go full speed ahead with our Giving Challenge campaign. And boy, did you show your support. Our campaign that was led by our development director, Mary Jo Hyder, and our marketing and communications manager, Tracy Willingham, was a huge success. With almost 700 organizations participating, thanks to you, Neuro Challenge Foundation came in number 7. I still get goosebumps when I say that out loud. Your support showed the Parkinson's community that they are at the top of list of priorities in our community. I thank you for that. So while the filming and the production for the Neuro Challenge Network had to pause, We made many gains for those we serve and for sustainability. We were originally scheduled to film the first module in April. That didn't happen, and it was moved to the beginning of June. We then had another bump in the road when I was diagnosed with COVID in July and had to work a part-time schedule for a few weeks. I am forever grateful to the Neuro Challenge team for their focus and commitment, not just over the past 9 months, but particularly during the time that I had COVID. They kept everything moving forward. Thanks to this great team and the support of Bryan and Judy Bell, we were able to complete the first module of the Neuro Challenge Network. So I am so excited to share with you today a sneak peek of this very first module. Our first module is called Parkinson's Disease and Medication Administration. This is our first module because we felt it was the most important because of the errors and the challenges that happen, all related to medication administration for people with Parkinson's when they're in acute care facilities, assisted living, or under the care of physicians. Dr. Dean Sutherland created the content, which was then reviewed by Dr. Todd Jackson, a doctor of pharmacy, and Catherine Musto, a registered nurse. Now, I am going to share with you a sneak peek of our first module.
Dr. Dean Sutherland, a neurologist who specializes in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. Today we're going to talk about Parkinson's disease and medication administration, brought to you by Neuro Challenge Network. First, let's talk about what we're going to go over today. Let's talk about what Parkinson's disease is. We'll find out who gets Parkinson's. What happens to people who get Parkinson's disease eventually? Let's look at what causes Parkinson's. How does Parkinson's disease affect the body? How does Parkinson's disease affect thinking, cognition, and mood? What are some other systems that we see affected with Parkinson's?
I'm going to stop the preview right there. And I'm also going to show you another aspect of our first module and something that was the brainchild of Bryan, something to help us differentiate and brand the Neuro Challenge Network modules. I want to share with you what is called the Neuro Check. The Neuro Check it is a summary that will be incorporated at the end of all of the Neuro Challenge Network modules. This summary will be branded, and I am going to show you once again a preview of the Neuro Check.
But also for patients in facilities of any sort. So thank you for joining us today for Parkinson's disease and medication administration provided to you by Neuro Challenge Network.
And now it is time for Neuro Check, a brief review of key takeaway information from the presentation. Neuro Check number 1. Parkinson's disease affects the whole body. Parkinson's is a progressive, degenerative disease affecting many different body systems. The disease is caused by a loss of the production of dopamine-producing cells in the substantia nigra portion of the brain. Symptoms may not appear for up to 10 years. Symptoms appear when...
We felt that the Neuro Check was important because we wanted to make sure that the most important aspects of each module are summarized at the end for the use and for the better understanding of those who are participating. I hope that you are as pleased with the final product as we are. The second module which is Parkinson's Disease 101, was filmed in October and is currently in the editing process. Dr. Heather Harima, who is a movement disorder specialist out of Pinellas County, was our content creator, co-content creator, along with Dr. Deborah Burke, and Dr. Harima also presented the material. We expect our second module to be finalized by the end of this month. The third module, non-motor symptoms of Parkinson's disease, will be filmed early in 2021. So now I want to shift gears and give you a financial update. So we raised, thanks to you, $146,000. And in the past year, we have spent $90,000, and those expenses include the content creation, honorariums, filming and editing expenses, and of course, staff time. Had we not had to make major cuts and eliminate the hiring, the temporary hiring of the business development director, we would have spent the entire $145,000 in our first year. The remaining $55,000 will be spent on producing the third module, creating marketing materials, and preparing for sales of the modules and hiring of additional staff when we are able. Our next step is to get the first module to our pilot clients for use. Sarasota Memorial Healthcare System is one of our pilot clients, as you know. Obviously, their focus right now is on the pandemic. So we know that the training of their staff will be done at a later date. However, I'm so happy to report that our other clients are ready to move forward. Our goal is to train our pilot clients' healthcare staff with at least one module by this summer. Once our pilot client staff are trained, we will seek the feedback of the healthcare providers who took the modules. We want to know if they felt that they were better able to treat their patients with Parkinson's because of the training they received from the Neuro Challenge Network. At that time, we will then be prepared to make any adjustments or edits as needed. Between now and then, we are going to work to create marketing and promotional materials for the network and to prepare for sales. The Neuro Challenge Network will start generating income within the first quarter of 2021 from our pilot clients. We already have several interested healthcare organizations who are also eager to have their staff trained, and we are equally as eager to train them. The need for the network's training modules is more evident now than it has ever been before. I have heard and talked to so many members of our Parkinson's community throughout the pandemic. One story, one conversation I had that just happened this week on Monday was with a woman who emailed me over the weekend to let me know that her husband, who had Parkinson's, whom she cared for 16 years, passed away the day after Thanksgiving. She sent me an email letting me know this, and I called her to give our condolences and to see if there's anything that we can do. She told me that he had an accident about 1 month prior, and well, you know, was never the same after being hospitalized. Unfortunately, I do know, and unfortunately, many of you know what that means. And so that is what we seek to provide a solution for. I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to be with us today. I want to thank you for taking the faith to invest in the Neuro Challenge Network. Thank you for your patience during this time where we had to make many shifts. But I have to say, I am incredibly proud of the entire Neuro Challenge Foundation team and board for staying focused on what is most important, which is serving the Parkinson's community. I also want to say that we are grateful for the support that you've given us last year and throughout the pandemic that allows us to keep our services free. If you are so inclined and able, your continued support is always appreciated. At this time, I am going to open it to questions. And so I see that there is something, let me see here. There are no questions at this time. If anyone has any questions, you can type them at the bottom of your screen into the Q&A box, and I'll be able to see them. If anyone has any thoughts or feedback, you can give that here, or you can also email us, and you can always call me. The Neuro Challenge team is currently still working remotely. Michael Oxman, thank you so much for the message, congratulating us and saying what a wonderful session. We have truly enjoyed this entire process, and always encourage other organizations to participate in the Patterson Foundation initiatives. I'm waiting to see if there are any other questions, because if there's not, then we will be concluding here shortly. Thank you, Larry, for the awesome feedback. Okay, so a question: how has the pandemic delayed our path to profitability? And that's a very good question. So the best way I can answer that is that the timeline has been pushed back. I would say at this point, close to a year. We were actually heading into final interviews for a business development director in March, when we had to make the decision to pause everything because we really didn't know what to expect. And of course, we had to cancel our gala, which is our single largest fundraiser. So I don't have an exact date, but I would say that looking at our original business plan, we are going to be pushing things back by a year. Another thing that we have to also be aware of is when it comes to marketing and sales to the hospitals right now are reeling and trying to recover from the devastation that the pandemic has caused. And so fortunately, in our business plan, in our original business plan, there was not a lot of income that was going to be expected from hospitals. The majority of the income that we were expecting was from assisted living facilities, critical care, acute care facilities, skilled nursing, and then also home health care agencies. And I have to tell you, talking to our pilot clients, I just spoke with Michael Jusine from Right at Home last week. They are ready to go. And part of it is because of the marketing and referral aspect that we built into this, that they now will have a way to differentiate their services from other organizations and other companies. I hope that answers the question. Chuck, thank you for your feedback, saying great job by all. And Deborah, I see your comment to all panelists. Assured the Neuro Challenge Network has earned the Patterson Foundation support. Thank you. Thank you so very much. We are just very grateful for all that you have done and continue to do for us. If there are no other questions at this time, we are going to go ahead and give you the gift of time and conclude early today. I want to thank Tracy for getting us kicked off, and then Ron and Brad for their just diehard commitment to Neuro Challenge and the Parkinson's community. And again, all of you who took the time to be with us today, I miss you, and I look forward to connecting with you all soon. I wish you happy holidays and a wonderful new year.
Thank you.